السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. معكم الأستاذ سليم بن عاشور. إن شاء الله هدف هذا الفيديو لطلاب الصف العاشر لمن لم يتمكنوا من حضور الحصة المتزامنة على المنصة التعليمية، وهذا يعتبر مثل فيديو تدارك لكل شخص يعني فوت عن نفسه الدرس الأول. فنبدأ على بركة الله. This is English for Me grade 10A. Here let's know about the content of this class book. We have 4 units, as you can see. Unit number 1, new media. Unit number 2, climate change. Unit number 3, renewable energy. Unit number 4, civilization. Some of you might have difficulties in understanding the meaning of these expressions or the title of these units. One step by step, here the idea will be clearer and the ambiguities will be vanished, inshallah. So let's start with the learning outcomes of our first lesson. As you can see, this is the learning outcomes of the whole unit, but our first lesson we have to cover the first outcome, which is read a variety of reading texts including an article. The second outcome, use vocabulary related to new media. These are only the 2 points that we are going to cover during this lesson. So, what is media? Media, as you can see here, we have social media, and they are actually new type of media because they are modern, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Google, and YouTube. These types or this new media helps people to connect, to communicate, to interact within each other by sending messages or by connecting on different social media platforms. Good. This is our first activity, which is from WordWall website. Let's start it. We have label the pictures. So start. As you can see, we have different labeled picture from A to I, and we have some expressions, so we try to match them with their appropriate picture. The easiest one, I think, television, so match it with A. We have newspaper, I, so click on the circle, drag it to the next circle. Magazine, F. Video streaming, it's D, YouTube, video streaming. Websites, it's A, so click on it, drag it. Blog, it's C. Stereo, it's G. Smartwatch, it's not available, so match it with this picture. Social media platforms, which is B. We have different social media platforms. Video game, we have H. Make sure that all the expressions are matched with their corresponding picture. Then we are going to submit our answer. Excellent, we have 10 correct answers within 1 minute 39 seconds. Thank you, and let's move on to the next activity. Read and discuss. Work in pairs. Read the text and discuss the questions. Here we have 3 questions. Question number 1. What does new media mean? Question number 2. What different types of new media are mentioned in the text? And question number 3. Which types of new media do you use? When reading the questions, of course, students should pay attention to the keywords. The keyword in the first question is new media. The keyword or words in the second questions are types of new media, but not any types which are mentioned in the text, that is from the text, not from your own knowledge. And finally, here the keyword is you. Why? Because the types of new media do you know? And this is personal question. That is, you don't need to find the answer from the text, but from your own knowledge. Let's see the text. Here we have new media. The term new media describes forms that are interactive and allow users to digitally communicate with each other. This first sentence, we have our keyword in the first question. So actually this is the answer of our first question. That is, this is the definition of new media. New media describes forms that are interactive and allow users to digitally communicate with each other. The second question is about types of new media. We have this word is repeated here, new media, and we have the pronoun. Here it's personal pronoun. The keyword includes, of course, new media includes the different types. So the answer is social media, blogs, video games, and online news sites. These are the types mentioned in the text. The third question, any student can say the type of media he knows. For example, newspaper, CDs, computers, tablets, etc. Let's move on to the fourth activity, which is discuss. Students here are supposed to discuss about this task. Work in groups and discuss the following question. Imagine if you had to spend a whole day without using any social media. What would it be like? How would you feel? So you should think about here spending a whole day without using any social media. No WhatsApp, no mobile phones, no PUBG, no Facebook. What it would be like? Do you feel happy? People who may feel happy because they have other options. They can spend their free times playing football or ring dancing or walking with their pets, skateboarding, or skipping a rope. Or others may feel bored or may feel angry. Why? Why do they feel angry? Because they may be here addicted to their mobile phones. They can't here leave their mobile phones for a long time. And of course, this is something positive or negative? Yeah, good. Of course, it's something negative. Good. Here, let's move on to the second task, read and choose. Read and choose. So read the article and decide which statement is not true. Here we have 4 statements, and here we have the article. Let's start by reading here the statements. Many teenagers are addicted to their smartphones. The keyword here is addicted to. Statement number 2. Teenagers spend most of their time in front of screens. So, in front of screens is the second key word. Concerning number 3, excessive screen time is negative regardless of content. And this is very important to make sure that negative regardless of content. Excessive screen time. And 4, here, too much screen time can affect teenagers negatively. Too much screen time actually is the same meaning of excessive screen time. So here, these 2 statements can be found in the same paragraph or sentence maybe. So let's check with our article. Here the article is screenagers, and this is a new concept. As you can see here, we have people watching their phone screens. Excessive screen watcher are called here screenagers. So let's look for keywords. Fortunately, the first one, addicted to. This means that the first statement can be checked within this paragraph, either it is true or false. Then we have here teenagers spend nearly 9 hours a day from a screen. This is the keywords to the screen. So statement number 2 can be checked if it is true or not. Then we have excessive screens. Here in paragraph number 3, can make teenagers more helpful. Yeah. So question number 4 actually can be answered from this paragraph. This activity is going to be done through a Word doc, so please try to answer them. Read and choose. The teacher might send this task to his students. He has the 4 options, and the student might here take the wrong one. As you can see, 10 students answer this task, and most of them take the correct option. 12 students here take number 3, 3 students number 1, 3 students number 2, and 1 student take number 4. 7 students got wrong answers, and only 12 students have the right answer. This is one way how to answer this question. That is, read the article and decide which statement is not true. If we answer it now, here we have the incorrect, the statement which is not true actually is number 3. Excessive screen time is negative regardless of content. Why it is not true? Here we have the evidence. Here, however, the good news is the research also indicates that some video games, such as games where you help someone or work with others, can make teenagers more helpful and this is something positive. So the statement number here 3 always negative regardless of content. So this is the statement or the statement which is not true. Number 3. Good. Let's move on to the next part, which is reading for comprehension. I have 5 comprehension questions. Read and answer. Read the article in activity 2 again and answer the questions below according to the article. Question number 1. On average, how many hours per day do teenagers spend online? Number 2. What problems can excessive screen time cause? Number 3. Which is the most popular social media platform for this age group? Number 4. Do all video games contain violent content? And number 5, the last question. What do you think the writer means in this statement? The content and context of teenagers' screen use is more important than the amount of time they spend in front of screen. These questions can be here divided to 5 different groups. Each group is going to answer only one question. Also, as you can see, this is question number 2 for group number 2, 8 students. Also, only 3 students who answered to this question. Concerning group number 3, only 1 student who managed to answer this question. Group number 4, 4 students answered the question and 4 students didn't answer or submit their answers. And finally, group number 5, only 2 students submitted their answers. Actually, I left the deadline for answering these questions open so that students might understand how Google Classroom works and they have the opportunity to answer them correctly. Then, the next activity, look at the word and expressions in bold in the article in activity 2. Match them to their meanings below. We have here 7 meanings and the article has how many expression in bold? Also 7. If you want to make sure about our article, number 1, digital natives. Number 2, addicted to. Number 3, glued to. Number 4, excessive. Number 5, attention span. 6, streaming videos. And finally, number 8 or 7, consequences. So consequences is the last one. In order to make it easier for you, I am going to share with you a Google document. Task number 4 is presented on Google Docs. So students have the link, and by clicking on this link they will have this form. So matching definitions with the appropriate expression in the list. When you have this star in red, means that the information is required, necessary. Write your full name and class, then answer the question. The answer should be placed here. So my name, for example, Salim. بنشر. Then we have the 7 definitions, and we should match them with the words from the text in order to make it easier for students. So just they have the first definition, that is the length of the time for which a person is able to concentrate on a particular activity. By clicking on the choice, you'll find the options: digital natives, addicted to, glued to, excessive attention span, streaming videos, consequences. And these are the 7 words from the text which are written in bold letters. Of course, here the correct answer is attention span. Then definition number 2, a person who was born or has grown up since the use of digital technology became common. By clicking in definition number 2, digital natives. Then definition number 3, to pay very close attention to something, especially a television. Addicted to, excessive, streaming video, consequences. Addicted to, when you are addicted to TV, always you are watching TV. Of course, this is very dangerous, especially for kids. Number 4, more than necessary or normal. More than necessary or normal. Digital natives, addicted to, glued to, excessive. And this is the correct answer, excessive. When a person uses something uncontrollably, for example, smartphones, computers, and gaming systems. So here I think that this is glued to, so students can correct their answers before sending them. And this one is definition number 5, is addicted to. Addicted to, Concerning definition number 6, something that happens as a result of a particular action or set of conditions. Streaming video, consequences. Something that happens as a result. Yes, it's consequences. And finally, number 7, we have to play video online without downloading them. Streaming videos. So just student try to check his answers before sending them, because once he sends his answers, he would not be able to correct his answers. So let's send. Here my answer is submitted and registered. Of course, the teacher will receive students' responses by name, and of course he can put his feedback to his class. Now let's discuss the questions with a partner. Use the expressions for giving your opinion from the useful language box in your discussion. This is the useful language box. Giving your opinion. In my opinion, I think, I believe, I feel that, or based on my own experience, I think that. Why do you think teenagers spend too much time in front of screens? Someone might say, in my opinion, I think that teenagers spend too much time in front of their screens because they feel addicted to some online games. Another one might say, based on my own experience, I think that here teenagers spend too much time in front of screens because they are attracted to social media. Concerning question number 2, do you think that online video games increase violent behavior? This is actually a yes/no question. And if you agree, that is, you say yes, it increases violent behavior, you should say why. So, in my opinion, I think that online video games increase violent behavior because many games or many online games containing violent content. Or you can say, based on my own experience, I think that online video games don't increase violent behavior because teenagers should be aware of violent content. This is an example, and of course each student has his own opinion and he should express it freely with a better argument in order to persuade others. Good. Now here, this is your skills book, page 2. This is actually the second or the next step. Here, new media, reading and understanding. The question, read and answer. Which social media platforms do these teenagers use? What activities do they enjoy doing on social media? Let's focus on the first question. Social media platforms do these teenagers use? Here we have the first teenager, Rebecca, Omar, Mike, Miriam, and Sophie. If we focus on Rebecca, here the first line we can find the first here media platform, which is Instagram. Yeah. Concerning Omar, we can have, this is his Facebook. Yes, so it's Facebook. It's his maybe favorite media platform that he uses. Concerning Mike, YouTube, the first line, or Sophie, Snapchat. Yes. Concerning Mike, YouTube. And finally Sophie, she uses newspapers. Good. Now the second step, read and complete. Read the text in activity 1 again. Complete the gaps from 1 to 9 with the words below. Here we have how many words? There are 9 words. And if we go back to our text, we have also 9 gaps. So students can have approximately 3 to 5 minutes in order to complete this task, and maybe a Google Doc or a question from the Google Classroom can be submitted to them and they answer it as quickly as possible. Later on, the teacher collects their answer and give them the feedback. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, which is 14. Read the text in activity 1 again. So students have the opportunity to read the text maybe 3 times. Identify the person that each statement describes. Write their names next to the statements. Students should have, for example, 3 minutes or maybe 4 minutes in order to know the teenager which the statements or the questions refer to. So let's do it together. This person has several social media accounts but hardly uses any of them. After giving students enough time, about 3 to 4 minutes, they should be able to answer this question. Here, Omar, the person who has several social media accounts but hardly uses any of them. If you want to check the answer from the text, just go back to the text, and here we have, I joined several social networks, but my favorite is Facebook. So other social networks or platforms, Omar doesn't enjoy them. So the first one is Omar. This person mainly uses social media for sharing photos. As you know, sharing photos is mainly an Instagram platform. So who is the teenager? Rebecca. And if we go back to the platform or to the text, look at Rebecca here. She uses Instagram, and you can find here, I love it because I like photography and I enjoy sharing, editing and viewing photos. So this is the proof from the text. Then here we have, this person uses their favorite platform for learning and entertainment. And the person is here, of course, Mike. If you go back to the text, Mike, look at Mike. Here I come across new information. I love it. That is YouTube. When I come across new information and different ideas. Okay. So he is informative. The last one, this person is aware of the dangers of online bullying. And this person is, of course, Miriam. Bullying is something bad or good? Something positive or negative? Yes, of course, it is something negative. Online bullying, that is from the internet, someone who might, for example, have hacked your device and take some private pictures of you, and maybe he says, give me money or I'll share your photo. So this is a kind of bullying, and people should be aware of the danger of online bullying. Fortunately, everyone here just can inform his parents in order to solve such problems. So let's go to Miriam and see the proof from the text. Here, Miriam, if we want to look for bullying, just my friends, people, I enjoy creating stories and sharing them. Only my friends can see what I post, and once they view a post, it disappears. Although it's fun, it's important to be aware. And here the proof of cyberbullying, and this is the keyword. That's for this slide. Let's move on to the next slide, 15. Actually, here students are supposed to write a paragraph about their favorite social media platform. Also, you should include information such as why it is your favorite and what kind of activities you use it for. This task, from personal experience, I posted it as a homework for students so that each student can have his own pace thinking about how to form his ideas and how to think about the structure of sentences. So actually this is your homework. Go to mainstream and write your paragraphs. This is of course the end of our lesson. Thanks for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed it. Goodbye for now, and see you maybe next week for another video for lesson number 2.